to the Fia Tree. I'm Avonlea and I'm so excited that you're here. Today we are talking about spring sewing. I'm so excited to try some new projects out for both me and my toddler. I have a lot of spring material. I have some purples, I have some whites, some blues, and I actually made some purple plants earlier that didn't work for the fall because, as you know, falls are like lots of rust colors and oranges and toned colors, and spring is so bright and pastel that the purple just never worked. And so I'm excited to actually wear my spring clothing that I've made, and as well make some new ones with that same purple fabric. So my first spring project is recreating this little dress. So I think it is probably like a 12-month or maybe even less, 6 to 9 month old dress that has little snaps and is all one piece and is reversible as well. And so I am going to do this in a purple fun spring outfit, hopefully. So you know how this was reversible, and I don't actually have any more of that purple fabric, so I got a blue gingham fabric that I really like, and I think it looks springish and it'll work good with this purple. My toddler's been having stickers. So I'm just folding it on the fold, and so that way it makes it easier to cut it out. So I have the purple placed exactly where I want it on the blue gingham, and I'm just going to follow exactly where it's lined up. And Fia, I don't want you to touch that, please. So I'm just putting the purple thread in because that will match the purple side of this little dress, as well as I don't really care about the blue. It's not going to show at all because I'm making the seams on the inside, but I still want it to match at least one of the colors that I'm doing. And then the bobbin, I'm just not going to thread with the purple. I'll just use an existing color. I have a gray color, so I'm going to use that. It's like light gray, so I feel like it'll work well. How to get the bobbin really out because the walking foot is here and it's really tight, so I kind of have to use my tweezers from my serger to get it out of this hole. I'm thankful I have this because otherwise it would be very difficult. Okay, so now I'm going to just start the stitch. So this is right sides together so the seam won't show, and I pinned this kind of in place in various spots. I'll just start sewing. Slowly at first to do the edges. Also just make sure this is the right tension and the right stitch length. So you'll see this blue is a little not quite matching the purple, so I'm just making sure that I'm still catching that purple in with my stitches. So now that I've sewed around here, I'm now going to serge it so that way the edges don't become frayed, even though they're on the inside. I don't want them to become frayed or to potentially get a hole later on, because I'm afraid this might be too small for my toddler, and so it would turn into a gift, which in that case I want it to look really professional and nice and that there would be no cases of holes later on. Okay, I'm also new at serging, so there's gonna be some hardships. I'm not even sure if I'm supposed to like lift this and change the fabric underneath it. Please tell me if I'm wrong. But I got this in November and I've only had a couple months using it, so it's been fun. But lots of mistakes along the way to learn. Okay, so it's looking nice. There is some loopholes coming off the fabric, which means I want to have my needles closer to the fabric so that way the loopholes aren't coming off and that they're staying flush with the actual cut of the seam. Don't touch it. Oh no. So my toddler is very clingy right now, so she might be here for this part. But basically what I'm doing is I sewed all the way around and now I want to reverse the, take it inside out so that the seams, you're okay, so that the seams are on the inside and not the outside. And then I'll probably top stitch it anyway so that it'll look good. So I'll top stitch it after I turn this inside out, but we'll just see the shape of it and I will try it on my toddler to see if it fits her. I did measure, it was like a probably 9-month-old dress and she is 20 months, so she's quite a bit bigger. But I tried to make it a little larger when I cut, but I'm afraid the seams might diminish it back to the size it was, so we will see. So this is my toddler's outside time, and so I wanted to keep working on my project because I was in the middle of it. But it's also like the sun is out and it's beautiful even though it's cold, and so I decided to just bring my iron out here. And I've done a short about this where I'm on this crate outside, but it totally works out and it's my height, so I'm not like leaning over, so it works out well. I'm just ironing this before I top stitch. That way, I used to not iron at all, and I always watched like experienced sewers who said, oh yeah, I never ironed until I did, and then I always do it because it really helps and makes things look nice. And I'm the exact same way. I began not ironing, and then as I got better and more adept, I realized how much an iron really does help. Even though it's another extra, 10-minute step, it does help to make things look flat and makes it easier to top stitch. The fabric doesn't bunch up at all. It's already ironed down. Okay, so one calamity after another calamity. I had this recorded and it wasn't recording the whole time, so we're gonna do it again. Basically, what happened is I picked out 2 buttons, looked great, tried to work on the buttonholes. I worked on them a little bit and I got stuck. So the problem is I'm used to doing fancy buttonholes. I forget what they're called, but they're basically the raw edges are enclosed. Whereas this, you just thread all the way around the buttonhole. It's okay. And the first one I did, it turned out way too small, so I'm gonna have to choose new buttons. And then the second one, I got stuck like inside the sewing machine. And so I have a walking foot, so I couldn't really do anything. So I have to rip it out, and ripped out a ton of the little threads. So I don't even know if I can actually do a buttonhole on this anymore because it's just like threaded, like raw threads. It's like ripped. Doesn't look good. So that's unfortunate. So this one would probably be really big and this one really small. And then yeah, my toddler won't take a nap either. So I'm trying to feed her pasta. Hope that helps. And then I tried to take my walking foot off and the screw was stuck because my husband's very strong and he ties it on, which is great. He puts it on, but then I can't unscrew anything that he screwed on. So I tried pliers. I have my pliers here. And there goes my buttons. Anyway, so I tried a bunch of things. And I'm just gonna need to wait for my husband to come home from work in like 7 hours. And then he can unscrew it, take the walking foot off, get the fabric out, and I can finish my project hopefully. I was hoping to finish it today, but probably have to wait till tomorrow. So I finished it that night and I was super excited to try on my toddler, but unfortunately she was sleeping. And so I just held it up and eyeballed it to see if it would fit or not, how it looked. Everything looked good despite the calamity with the buttonholes. So otherwise I was happy with it. So you know how I was saying I thought it would be the same as the original dress that I pieced it out of? Well, it actually did turn out bigger, which was good because then it actually fit my toddler. So the neckline turned out bigger, as well as the straps. I had made them longer, which I forgot about. So I had made the straps longer, and so that helped with the armpit, giving her room under there to move her arm around. And so that was really nice because I wanted it to fit her, especially because the buttonholes didn't turn out. I didn't feel good about giving that as a gift. And you'll see in a minute just the video showing the original on top of the one I made, and so you can see a difference there. gonna do the blue gingham way. So I'll just go like that. So I've made Fia's project, and now before I make my project, I just want to show you the beautiful sunshine and show you a little clip of our morning before I start the project of mine. And I just know that it's still cold out, but spring is coming and there's flowers and daffodils, and I'm just super excited for spring. So for my spring project, I'm actually going to fix my purse strap. So this is, I think it probably took Velcro from my coat and absolutely wrecked it. And people have actually commented on public and be like, oh, you need a new purse strap. And I don't really notice it because it's around my neck, but other people do. And I think my hair covers it, but obviously not. So I'm going to sew up a new strap because I've been looking for one for a long time, but people just don't sell purse straps in stores, right? Or they sell different ones that don't match like the blue that I want. So I'm going to use blue fabric, like a dark blue, which is not necessarily spring, but it's like for me to wear in spring, right? My purse. So I'm going to sew that up and then call it good. So you got to see Fia's little dress, like the whole process, but for this strap, I'm just going to whip it up really fast so you'll just see me sewing a little bit because I want to get it done, and then I'll show you some of my makes from the past that are like pants and shirts that look very springish that I actually used the purple fabric for and the gingham fabric for, and that was really fun. So we'll see that in a minute. So I tied little just jersey ties around here, which I could have taken off the clips on here, but I didn't want to make it permanent, like actually permanently get rid of this and cut it in case I don't like this after all, because it definitely looks homemade because I just whipped it up pretty quick. So we'll see if I like it. I'm going to try it on and see how it works. So this comes down like where my hand is, which I really like because my phone's usually in here. And I like just like checking to make sure my phone and keys are here, and then I can get into my purse easily. So I think it'll work out really nice. It's a little longer than my last strap, so I like it. Alright, so I'm just going to go through and show some of my makes. First off, we have the Ola dress by Rooney Sewing Patterns. I made this last spring, I believe. Yes. And this is a green linen cotton blend. I added a ruffle down here, and overall I really love the comfort of this dress. Yes. So, this. You want it? Yes, Thea loves dresses too, so she'll probably try that on while we go through the rest. This is from a duvet cover from Goodwill, and I just made 2 pants from Lane Pants by Cindy Graham, and they're the comfiest pants ever. Elastic waist. I didn't finish, well I finished the seams, but I finished them wrong, so there's some fraying. But otherwise, I love how these pants have turned out. I did French seams everywhere else, so it's only at the top that you get the fraying. You get some nice pockets that are really deep for, thank you, for nice pockets for keys and whatever else you need. And then I'm shorter, so I made the hem like perfect for a 5'2" girl, which is great. They're not super long like every other pants that I wear. Okay, so these are the purple and gingham that I wear, and they're a little bit wild, so I don't wear them a ton. But they're fun to wear just around the house. And I made shell cargo pockets. This is also the Lane Pants pattern, but I added the cargo pockets, which is an add-on onto the pattern. I made it too like down to the ground though, so they're like below the knee, the cargo pockets. They look really weird. So another reason why I wear them around the house and not out and about. Okay, and then we have the Finch top. I tested for this top, you can see in like past videos, and this was my mock-up, so this was not the actual one I ended up doing. I did a striped one, but this purple one is really fun and interesting. It has like really wide sleeves. It's also very wrinkly. Like, I didn't realize how wrinkly the purple fabric would be, so I need to definitely iron it before I wear it for the spring. But this will be a fun purple top, maybe to wear with the purple pants and just have a wild set. So that is some of my spring makes. I hope you enjoyed, and yeah, that's not all of them, but definitely some of them. So thank you so much for watching. It was so fun for you to come along, I hope anyway, and see all of the spring ideas and things I got done. And I will see you in the next video. Bye. Alright, so I'm just going to follow exactly my lines for the purple and follow it for the blue. You want to show that she's been dressing up and she's having lots of fun, aren't you?